When we speak of Anmaya Vetireka, the presence and absence, we speak of light of the self. Light of the self is Atmajyoti. When Ramana Maharshi says, abide in the self, the self is consciousness. The consciousness is the luminosity, the light, illuminating all our experiences. That I call as Atmajyoti, or the light of the self. The light of the self is foundation of life. Without light of self, there's no life. So that's why light of the self foundation is, light of self is the foundation of life. All that is there is illuminated, present in consciousness, appears in consciousness, and disappears in consciousness. Okay. So light of self is the luminosity, presence, which illuminates all our experiences, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, experiences. That I call as Atmajyoti. And who is that Atmajyoti? You are that Atmajyoti. You are that light of the self. Okay. So that Atmajyoti, light of self foundation, I am. Recognition of that. I cannot become Atmajyoti. I cannot see Atmajyoti. I can only recognize Atmajyoti. I am Atmajyoti. Okay. So now the light has a very peculiar nature. Is there a light in this space? If I see a bulb, I sense there is a light. Is there light here? So that to see the light, I need an object to reflect the light. In deep space, there's total darkness. Even though sun is behind, the people who are traveling in space, they cannot see the light. Why they cannot see the light? Because the light, even though it's there, our eyes cannot recognize the light. Our eyes need a reflecting surface to recognize the light. In the deep space, there's no light, there's no dust. That's why no reflection. In the earth, we can see sunlight because there's a dust particles are there, they're reflecting sunlight. That means the light requires a reflecting surface to recognize the presence of light. Similarly, Atmajyoti is the light of all lights, self-luminous light. You cannot see, you cannot recognize it. It requires an obstruction, reflecting surface. Without reflecting surface, Atmajyoti presence cannot be recognized, the light of self. What is the reflecting surface? First reflecting surface is the intellect. The intellect of us, buddhi, subtle mind, is the reflecting surface. So where I become aware, I am. That I am is the reflection. The reflection always points to the original. Reflected consciousness always points to the original consciousness. In the mirror, if I see the face in the mirror, reflection points to my face, original face. So any presence of any object, any thought, any perception is illuminated by the light of the self. It only points to the presence of Atmajyoti in us. So any thought, any feeling, any emotion is just a reflection. Because there's an obstruction, there's a reflection, I know there's a light. In the absence of reflection, there's no light is possible. So the entire world of Maya is there to reflect the self, reflect Brahman. If there's no Maya, Brahman cannot be reflected. So reflection, it points to the original. But our problem is we start taking reflection as real and forget the original. That's all the problem. We start thinking the mirror is myself, reflection is myself. There is a story of a king called Narcissus. The king was so handsome, Greek king. People loved his so handsome king. He fell in love with himself. He goes and sees a reflection in a lake. He fell in love with the reflection. Then he stopped eating food and he died of hunger. That's called narcissism. Psychiatrists called it, disease called narcissism. Falling in love with the reflection. We fall in love with our reflection of the body, mind, and world. The reflection is there only to point out our original face. Our original face is the original consciousness, which is the Atmajyoti, the light of self, luminosity. So Atmajyoti, light of the self, is present all the time. in the waking state, dream state, deep sleep. In the waking state, it eliminates the objects of the world. In the dream state, it eliminates the thoughts, feelings. In the deep sleep state, it eliminates the nothingness present in the deep sleep. Light of self doesn't switch on and off. It's always self-luminous. I am that self-luminous light. You have to recognize rather than finding that light. You have to say, presence of object, I'm able to see the world because of the reflection of light. So I am the original light. I'm able to see the thoughts and feelings, reflection. That's why I am the original light. Like that, you have to again and again come back to Atmajyoti. And remember, Atmajyoti, or the light of self, is the foundation of all aspects of life. That's called light of self foundation. This in Panchadashi, Sri Vidyaranya states, there's one chapter called Panchadashi, is a very ancient Advaita text. There's one chapter called Nataka Deepika. There's a lamp on the stage. So earlier days, they didn't have bulb or tube light. On the lamp on the stage, actors will come, dance, and go. Nataka Deepika, drama. Rama comes, Ravana comes, Sita comes. The lamp will shine on Rama, Ravana, Sita. The presence of Rama and Ravana, Sita is shown by the reflection of light on their faces. When no actor is there, still the lamp is glowing, showing that there's nobody in the stage. Like that, Atmajyoti is illuminating presence of the world as a world of objects, thoughts, feelings in the waking state. In the dream state, it's illuminating thoughts, feelings. In the deep sleep state, it's illuminating. Deep sleep state is a stage of equivalent of stage, empty stage. And waking stage is a drama, the drama of life. So I am the light illuminating my waking state, dream state, deep sleep. That's the background. That's why Antarjyotihi, Bahirjyotihi, Pratyak Jyotihi, Paratpara, Jyotireva Jyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atmajyotihi, Shivosmiham. Atmajyoti, the light of the self, which is non-physical light. Non-physical light illuminates the physical world, physical light. That's why what I see the world is nothing but a reflection of Atmajyoti. Bahirjyoti. Antarjyoti, it illuminates my thoughts appearing. It's inner light. Pratyak Jyoti, in deep sleep, it illuminates nothingness. It is Swayam Jyoti, it's self-luminous light. There's nobody switches on, switches off. I am that light. Atma Jyoti. I am Shiva Swarupa. I am the auspiciousness. This you have to understand. You have to say, I am the Atma Jyoti. By reflecting in the mirror, space in the mirror, you have to say, I am seeing the reflection. My origin face is available. So anything which you see, basically, let's say I'm seeing my hand. Really, I'm not seeing the hand. I'm seeing the reflection of light in the hand. Reflection of light points to the source of light, which is tube light. Right? Similarly, I'm able to know there's a hand. That knowing principle is Atmajyoti. The reflection is known. I am that knowing principle, Atmajyoti. I eliminate all the experiences. Atmajyoti is the eternal light. I am that light. That Atmajyoti is Brahmajyoti. It's Brahman. It's a foundation of life. Clear?